Could the Golden State Warriors be on the verge of a seismic shift that could redefine their dynasty? Rumors are swirling about a potential superstar joining the squad, and if everything falls into place, we might just witness a game-changing alliance that could catapult the Warriors back to the top of the NBA. Imagine the electrifying duo of Stephen Curry and a formidable forward that could dominate the league. If you want to stay in the loop on this thrilling speculation, hit that subscribe button and give us a like to keep up with all the latest Warriors news. The Golden State Warriors have been on quite a roller coaster this season, haven't they? We've seen the team struggle at times, but let's be real. It feels like they're finding their groove again, especially after the recent addition of Jimmy Butler. Acquiring Butler from the Miami Heat at the trade deadline was a bold move, and I have to say, it's paying off. Pairing him with Stephen Curry gives us another superstar to rally around, but the question remains, is this enough to contend for another championship? Right now, the Warriors are clinging to one of the final play-in spots in the Western Conference. With the competition at the top being as fierce as it is, making a deep playoff run this season seems like a daunting task. I mean, we're talking about teams that have been built to win right now, and while Butler has been a fantastic addition, the Warriors still have a lot of work ahead of them. It's definitely a mixed bag of emotions. On one hand, it's thrilling to see Butler fitting in so well, but on the other, it's hard not to feel the weight of the expectations on our shoulders. Now, let's talk about the offseason and what could potentially happen if we don't make a deep playoff run. There's been a lot of buzz around Giannis Antetokounmpo, and according to Bovada, the Warriors have the 7th best odds to land him at +1,200. The Knicks are leading the pack as favorites, but let's not forget that the Warriors have been mentioned as a serious contender for Giannis's services. It's a wild thought, isn't it? Adding a player of his caliber could truly extend our dynasty and give us a shot at a few more championships before Curry hangs it up for good. But here's where it gets complicated. For Golden State to pull off a trade for Giannis, they'd likely need to make a tough decision, either moving Butler or Draymond Green to make the finances work. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, Giannis and Curry could be an unstoppable duo that could redefine our offensive and defensive game plans. On the other hand, losing Butler or Draymond could disrupt the chemistry that we've been working hard to build. Some fans might argue that Draymond is the heart and soul of this team, and I can't disagree. But then again, Giannis is a generational talent who can elevate any franchise. Can you imagine the kind of damage they could do together on the court? That's the kind of scenario that keeps me up at night, dreaming of what could be versus what might be lost. We also need to consider the reports from ESPN's Shams Charania, noting that Giannis would prefer to stay in Milwaukee. However, if he feels the Bucks aren't on a path to long-term success, he could opt to explore his options. With the way things have been going for the Bucks, it's not far-fetched to think Giannis might want to look elsewhere. If that happens, and the Warriors are in the mix, it could change everything. So, where does that leave us as fans? We've ridden the highs and lows of our team's journey, and now we're at a pivotal crossroads. Do we push hard to make this current roster work with Butler, or do we take a shot at acquiring a superstar like Giannis to solidify our legacy? It's a tough call, and I want to hear from you. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. The Golden State Warriors have been making headlines lately, and as a die-hard fan, I can't help but feel a whirlwind of emotions regarding the team's latest strategic moves. The front office has been active, and with each decision, there's a ripple effect that could alter the trajectory of our beloved franchise for years to come. So let's dive right in and analyze what's happening, because we need to unpack this together. First off, the decision to bring in new talent through the draft and trades has raised both eyebrows and excitement among the fan base. The Warriors are clearly looking to balance the seasoned experience of our core players with fresh, youthful energy. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, the addition of young players can inject life into our rotations, giving us the depth needed to compete against the upper echelon of the NBA. On the other hand, the chemistry that has been built with our current roster can't be overlooked. It's a delicate dance, and I hope this strategic maneuvering pays off. The recent trade rumors surrounding some of our key players have also stirred the pot. For instance, the potential departure of a veteran player could create a significant void in both leadership and skill. I understand the business side of basketball all too well, but there's a part of me that feels a strong attachment to the players who have donned the Warriors jersey through thick and thin. So, what does this mean for our championship aspirations? The stakes have never been higher, and with each move, we're either solidifying our title contention or risking it all for what could be a gamble. Now let's talk about the coaching strategies being implemented. Steve Kerr has always had a knack for adjusting gameplay based on the strengths of his players. The recent emphasis on defensive schemes has been noticeable, and I'm all for it. Defense wins championships, right? But I can't help but wonder if this shift could stifle some of our offensive firepower. It's a classic case of balancing act. Do we sacrifice a bit of our high-octane offense for a more disciplined defensive approach? I'm eager to see how this unfolds throughout the season. And speaking of the season, the buzz surrounding our upcoming games is palpable. The anticipation is electric, and as fans, we all know that every game counts. Each win is a step towards the playoffs, and every loss is a missed opportunity. The pressure is immense, but it's what makes being a fan so exhilarating. For me, the dream of seeing the Warriors hoist that championship trophy again keeps me glued to every highlight, every play. The question remains, can we rally the squad to rise to the occasion? Let's not forget the impact of fan support. The Warriors have one of the most passionate fan bases in the league, and we play a role in the team's success. Our energy fuels the players, and that home court advantage is something that can't be understated. I feel it every time I watch the games, and I know you do too. But with the current strategies in place, will we see the same level of intensity from our players? Will they feed off our energy or crumble under the pressure? That's the beautiful uncertainty of sports. As we look ahead, I want to hear your thoughts. How do you feel about the Warriors' recent moves? Are you optimistic, or are there concerns lurking in your mind? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. The dialogue among fans is what makes our community so special. We're all in this together, and sharing our insights adds depth to the experience. In my honest opinion, while I respect the decisions being made, I hope they don't stray too far from what has historically made the Warriors great. We need to maintain our identity while adapting to the ever-evolving landscape of the NBA. The championship window may not stay open forever, and I hope the management recognizes the urgency of the moment. So, as we gear up for the season, let's stay engaged and passionate. The Warriors are primed for another exciting run, and every game is a chance to prove our mettle. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a moment of this journey. As fans, we are the heartbeat of this franchise, and together, we can dream big. Let's get it, Warriors.